lot of folks a little colder today than they were yesterday. There's a good reason for that. We hit a high in the 60s, 66 in Lexington. Now we're at 33. Something has happened. It was a couple of cold fronts, and it is basically January, giving us a bit of a reality check here. And you would expect, since it's noon and we're at 33, at some point we might warm up a little bit this afternoon. No, it's going to stay cold. Now, a big part of that, of course, is the colder air coming in. And also what's bringing it in, that northwesterly wind. Look at that, sustained at 14 miles per hour. The dew point 20. The air is drying out, and here we are, mired in the low to mid 30s. This is where we bottomed out earlier this morning. This is where we're likely going to stay the rest of the day and more or less the rest of the week as far as the 30s are concerned. It's 27 degrees in Covington. And you throw the wind gusts in, we've still got wind gusts popping up to between 20 to 30 miles per hour. That's near 30 mile per hour gust in Monticello. And just generally sustained winds between about 10 to 15 miles per hour, 18 miles per hour in Monticello. So that adds to the wind chill. It feels like we are in the low to mid 20s and even teens in northern Kentucky. You've got a 32-degree wind chill in Glasgow. Feels like upper 20s in Monticello. So yeah, it is back to some pretty raw stuff after a couple of incredibly balmy days out there. We're not even really back to it. We're just into it because this is some serious cold. I mean, look at that. January cold clamping down. Temperatures 30s for the foreseeable future. We may get near 40 on Friday. And then into that, we're going to throw some precipitation, but it's still days away. And they've been getting hit with lake effect snow up around the Great Lakes, the usual suspects. You can see those bands coming off that northwesterly wind. It's easy to pick out. We may see some flurries at times today. Most of the snow, though, is up north and even as close as West Virginia, though. They're seeing it. And here we are with skies ranging between partly to mostly cloudy. There you can see a little bit of snow out across the mountains and heavier snow as you get into West Virginia. So, yeah, some flurries a possibility. We don't have much happening today, tomorrow, or the day after, so we're in pretty good shape. But as you get into the weekend, that is set to change. By Saturday morning, the snow is going to start to ramp up. And we talked about how paltry our numbers are. We've had incredible amounts of rain this year, and into early this year, we've been wet at times. Now, snowfall for the season since November 1st, we've only had just over an inch. We may add to that total this weekend. We're going to have a developing wave of low pressure over Texas pushing northeast, and as is often the case, it's not going to be straight up snow for us. Best chance, I think, to see accumulating snow where it'll stay cold enough to keep it all snow. Northern Kentucky up into southern Ohio and Indiana, and then a change over to cold rain, and then maybe a kick back over to snow. This is Saturday through Sunday as that colder air wraps in behind that departing system. So if you look, generally where you're seeing this darker blue, that's going to be the best chance to see pretty much straight up snow. And then you get over to a rain-snow mix with maybe some snow on the back end of it. We're still, remember, days away. This could even be a more significant storm as you track east toward the mid-Atlantic. We've got the potential for a wet, messy, and wintry weekend. 30s today, 30s for the foreseeable future. Watch out tomorrow morning. We're going to get down into the upper teens, a really cold morning. And there's that mess heading into the weekend. We'll nail down the details as we get closer.
All right, Tom, thanks.